Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Gut Check Time. I'm your host. Today, we will be talking about NFL Week 10 and gambling picks and predictions. But first, can you hit that like button at any point during this video? It really helps out the channel. And subscribe down below if you want more content like this in the future. Thank you for that. First game of the week, Thursday. Hopefully, I get this. The video will be out by the end of this game for sure. I don't know if it will be out by the beginning. The Chargers versus the Raiders. Raiders in second place in the AFC West, a little bit of a surprise to me, and the Chargers who are in third. 4-5 for the Chargers, 4-4 for the Raiders. Raiders are getting 1.5 points at home, and the Chargers are finally getting healthy. We saw what Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa could do to a top 5 offensive line in Green Bay last week. Absolutely monsters off the edge. They destroyed Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, only giving up 11 points. Obviously, the Raiders, they have one of the biggest offensive lines I have ever seen. Everyone's over 320 pounds. Everyone's over 6'4". They're gigantic. Trent Brown is maybe the biggest human being in the NFL. I believe he's 6'8", 360 on the at the left tackle. He is gigantic. And their offensive line they're monsters in the run game especially, but they're pretty good at pass protection too. So it'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting matchup. Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram versus, I believe the tackles are Colton Miller from UCLA, second year, and then Trent Brown, the big free agent acquisition. I believe the right tackle is Colton Miller. I could be wrong on that. The Chargers are starting to get healthy, like I said, at the right time. I think Derwin James comes back tonight, or he'll come back after their bye week. I'm not sure, but I know he's starting to get healthy, and this team in general is starting to get healthy. I'm taking the Chargers to win. I think they're going on another second half tear like they always do. 30-27 Chargers. And I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers minus 1.5 here, and the over of 49 points. Next up, Buffalo versus Cleveland. Buffalo at 6-2, second in the AFC East, and Cleveland third in the NFC North at 2-6. Both surprising teams. Semi for Buffalo to me. I think Buffalo was going to be, I thought they'd be a 7 or 8 win team and finish either second or third in their division. I thought Cleveland would finish second in their division behind Pittsburgh. So I've just been totally wrong about that division. And the Bills are a good football team, but let me just run down the schedule. They're a bit overrated here, and we're going to run down the schedule real quick. They played the Jets, dumpster fire. They played the Giants, another dumpster fire. The Bengals, dumpster fire. Patriots, one good team they played, they lost to them. They played the Titans, won. The Dolphins, won. They lost to the Eagles, another good team they played, lost to them. And they beat the Redskins. So their schedule is very easy. And so far they've dominated. Now coming up, the next 3 games, Browns, Dolphins, Broncos. My Broncos, though, have played better than the record obviously would make you assume. Then they play the Cowboys, the Ravens, the Steelers, Patriots, and Jets. So it does get harder a little bit, but not much. I think they'll finish with probably 9 wins. I actually have them losing this game, though. It's on the road, and I think Cleveland's going to start to play better. They have the second worst schedule down the stretch, or second easiest schedule down the stretch behind the Jets, I believe. For the Jets, doesn't really matter. They're just a god-awful team. The Browns, it's frustrating to watch. They have talent all over the field, but they commit these very stupid penalties almost every drive, and it kills almost every drive, and then stupid play calling. So if this team doesn't, I think the for this team is 8 wins. I think if they go 6-2, so reverse the record down the stretch, that will save Freddie Kitchens' jobs for at least another year. If they don't get to that, I think he's gone. And I think they might have a shot to get to it. Like I said, let's take a look at their schedule. Like I said, it's easy down the stretch. But, again, it's about when you play the team, not what their record is. So they play the Bills. Like I said, I think they'll go to win. They play the Steelers. They can win that game. They can play the Dolphins. They play at Pittsburgh. They could run off 4 wins in a row right there. The Bengals, that could be 5. If you start rolling, that could easily be 5 wins in a row, or at least 4-1 out of those 5 games. The Cardinals, I think they'll probably lose that game since it's at Arizona. And then you play the Ravens and Bengals. They already beat the Ravens once. I mean, their schedule's very easy down the stretch. Like I said, I'm going to take them to win this game. Cleveland is a 3-point favorite. I'm going to take them to win by 6. I think they win 26-20. I'm taking Cleveland minus 3 here and the over of 46. Next up, Carolina versus Green Bay. Bounce back game for Green Bay here, and I think they bounce back pretty easily. I think Carolina is a decent team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they finish 8-8, 9-7. The thing is, Kyle Allen is doing what he's supposed to, getting the ball out of his hands to his playmakers, letting them do the work. But if you can make him hold on to the ball, I think he can be exposed because I don't think he's a great quarterback. And I do think I don't know if it'd be a mistake to get rid of Cam Newton or prematurely get rid of Cam Newton right now. I think you should keep your options open this off season and consider getting rid of him. But he is a better quarterback than Kyle Allen. There's no doubt about that. He was hurt and he was playing like an MVP last year up until he got hurt, I believe, in the Pittsburgh game. So I'm going to take Green Bay to win this game though, 30-20. I'm taking Green Bay minus 5.5, and I'm taking the over of 47. The Panthers, like I said, just rely way too much on Christian McCaffrey, and I think Kyle Allen can be explosive if you cover those little routes underneath and out of the backfield to Christian McCaffrey. You can force him to make throws down the field. You can expose his weaknesses. The Rams versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Rams sitting at 5-3 and third in their division, probably the best division football in the NFC West. And then Pittsburgh sitting at 4-4, which is probably the worst division in football in the NFC or AFC North. And they're in second place. Mike Tomlin, by the way, is doing a hell of a job. This team is not that good, and they're 4-4. And yeah, a lot of it has to do with their schedule, but he's done a very good job. He's a very underrated coach. This team's probably going to win 7 games with no Ben Roethlisberger, no Le'Veon Bell, no Antonio Brown. That's crazy to me. I think they won, 9 games last year? So that's crazy to only lose 2 games with all that production lost. But I'm going to take the Rams here. They're a better team by a lot. They're kind of... No, they're not really underachieving. They're achieving to me. I think I had them going 11-5, so they're on a 10-6 pace. 11-5 is definitely possible. I think they win this game though to get them to 6-3. So I have them 28-20 Rams, and I'm taking the over of 44, and I'm taking the Rams minus 3.5. Next up, we have a very good set of Sunday night and Monday night games. Minnesota versus Dallas is going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting to watch that Minnesota defensive front going up against the Dallas offensive line. You got Everson Griffin, you got Linval Joseph, those guys coming up the middle and one coming off the edge, and then Danielle Hunter also off the edge versus guys like Tyron Smith, La'el Collins, and then Connor Williams, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. And obviously, I don't know what's happened to Xavier Rhodes. He has not been playing well this year, which is a surprise. They did get Holton Hill back. Hook him. He went to Texas. Good player. Can't keep his head on straight, though. Keeps smoking pot. Keeps getting suspended. I don't understand it. I wish he wouldn't. He's a really fun player to watch. Was going to be a first-round pick and then blew it all away for some weed. Stupid decision, obviously. But he's really going to help them. To me, he came off suspension last week, played decent. Xavier Rhodes, I don't know what happened. He's always been inconsistent, though. 1 year he'll play as an all-pro type corner, and then the next year he'll be like, what the hell happened to this guy? So we'll see if he can get it together in the second half of the season. Maybe he can. I'm going to take Dallas to win this game, though. I don't trust Kirk Cousins in primetime. As the sun goes down, the stats go down for Kirk Cousins. He is not good at night, especially Sunday night football games. The later in the day it gets, the later in the week it gets worse. So I'm taking Dallas to win this game 27-23, so I'm taking Dallas minus 3, and I'm taking the over of 48. Next up, Seattle versus San Francisco, the best game of the week. And finally, Monday Night Football gets the best, and if not the best, the second best game of the week. I'm taking San Francisco to win this game pretty easily, though. I think the Seattle Seahawks are the biggest fraud team in all the NFL. They're 7-2. They're second in the West. They're not a Super Bowl contender. They don't have a good defense. They don't run the ball particularly well. They are riding on the back of who I think right now would probably be the MVP in Russell Wilson. I think it's in between him, Deshaun Watson, and Christian McCaffrey. Don't give me Lamar Jackson. He hasn't played great. He played great last week. He's played okay on the season. I think he's a top 7 candidate. I don't think he's the top 3. I think those are the top 3. Russell Wilson leading the way right now. But if the Panthers and Seahawks keep winning at the pace they're winning and the numbers they keep putting up, I think I'd give it to Christian McCaffrey. Just me personally. I predicted Deshaun Watson at the beginning of the year. So it's good to see him in the running at least, though. Because I've been wrong on a lot of these NFL predictions. I'm going to take, like I said, San Francisco to win this game 34-23. So a semi-blowout. It's at home. They have the better defense. They have the better offensive line. They have the better wide receivers. They have the better running back. Guess what they don't have? They don't have the better quarterback, and the head coach. Head coaches are up for debate for me. So if you have the better quarterback and the head coaches are tied, you can stay in football games. They're going to stay in this game. I think it could be 27-23. San Francisco puts on a late touchdown, 34-23. I'm taking San Francisco minus 6.5 here, and I'm taking the over of 47. That'll do it for the gambling picks and predictions. Let's move on to the straight up picks. Kansas City versus Tennessee. I'm taking Kansas City. I don't care who plays. Chiefs, as you guys have seen, as everyone's seen, they have a lot of weapons. Doesn't matter who's quarterback. You're going to put up at least 4 touchdowns in a game. Now, Patrick Mahomes takes you from good offense top 12 type offense to great offense, top 3 type offense. That's his difference making ability. Obviously, with getting out of the pocket, scrambling, and making weird arm angle throws and throws deep down the field that Matt Moore can't make. But I think he can do just as much from the pocket as Patrick Mahomes can. Out of the pocket, Patrick Mahomes is worlds better than him. Probably the best quarterback in the league out of the pocket. Next up, Arizona versus Tampa Bay. I think Kyler Murray gets it done. I think, again, I'm always going to pick against Jameis Winston because he's going to give the other team, other than last week, he played fantastic last week. I don't think he can do that 2 weeks in a row. I will say, though, Bruce Arians has made him a bit better. But you're always going to give the other team 1 to 2 extra possessions. Kyler Murray has played well so far. Really impressed me in that Thursday night game versus San Fran. He's going to work in the NFL. He's smart. He has a strong arm. He's accurate. He can play within or without, or within the pocket, or outside the pocket. He reminds me of a smaller version of Patrick Mahomes. I think he can do some weird arm angle throws. I think he can throw. Obviously, he can throw deep. Has great arm strength. A little bit smaller version, and probably a little bit, and obviously not as strong of an arm. Still a strong arm, but not as strong. Giants versus Jets, Battle of the Meadowlands. I'm taking the Giants here. I think the Jets are a dumpster fire. Atlanta versus New Orleans, same thing with Atlanta. They're a dumpster fire. My Super Bowl pick. Obviously wrong about that. New Orleans wins the game. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. What do you know? Another dumpster fire. Baltimore wins easily versus Cincinnati, especially going up against a rookie quarterback. This could get ugly. Probably a 2 to 3 touchdown game. Detroit versus Chicago. Who knows who starts for the Bears? It'll probably be Trubisky because you drafted him second. You have to throw him out there. But he's not very good. And Matt Nagy's not helping him the ball 5 to 10 times a game. That's not how you help out a struggling quarterback. Detroit wins the football game. Miami versus Indy. Indy wins. I don't care if Ryan Hoare is starting. Miami's a bad football team. I did predict them to win the game last week versus the Jets, and that's only because the Jets are even a bigger dumpster fire. I'm taking the Colts, though, because they're not a dumpster fire. They're a good football team in this game. That'll do it for the NFL Week 11 predictions and gambling picks. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Thank you.